Welcome to complete Gummy ship guide, you autopiloting bastards. In this video we will cover a lot of stuff about Gummy ships, how to create one, missions, rewards, stuff on the world map that you can do, and so on. Let's start with Gummy editor mode. This is where you're gonna spend most of the time editing your ships or creating your own ones. Editing and creating your own ship works the same, so I'm gonna go from scratch, create a ship, and give you some tips along the way to what to do and what not to do, and how the system works. In Gummy editor you can edit main ships and teeny ships or tiny ships. It's the same process, tiny ships are just a smaller scale of larger one. So let's go to main ships. In here you are presented with three options. You can either build a new one from scratch, use a preset, or use a special ship that you unlocked by photographing constellations around the world map. Let's first talk about the controls. When you go in Gummy editor mode, then you'll see this grid where you can put blocks on. The grid can be rotated with right analog stick, and this grid serves a purpose. It gives you limitations to where you can place blocks. Blocks are parts of your ship. Now let's go into install blocks. Rotating blocks is done with left analog stick, and moving them up, down, left or right is done with directional buttons. These blocks are unlocked by going on a world map, defeating enemies, unlocking treasure spheres, and so on. The most important thing to know here is the limitations of building your ship. You can see in the top right corner overall cost of the items that you've placed and stat display. Movement and basic gummies cost a lot less than weapon and auxiliary gummies. Every block has its specific cost and influence on stats. To build a ship you need blocks of every type, that means auxiliary, movement, weapon and basic ones. Every type of block has its function. Basic blocks are used to create body for your ship, weapon to create weapons, movement to give your ship thrust, and auxiliary is cockpit, and your ship can only have one at a time installed. Creating your ship from basic blocks and everything else has no real limitations in how you want your ship to look like, as long as it's in that grid. If you place a block somewhere that you don't want it to be, you can remove it by pressing square button, but it needs to be highlighted. You need to be at that exact location in order to remove it. The only thing that you need to pay attention to when creating your own ship or editing preset ones is how you place your weapons. Weapons cannot be placed in front of each other, because they won't fire if that is the case. So either place them side by side or on top of each other. There are also multiple things you can do regarding color, patterns and so on, so go crazy here, create ship however you want it to. There are plenty of options and it's truly a wonderful editor that gives you so many options that you can spend hours here creating your own ships and having fun with it. By leveling up, you can put many abilities on your ship, so don't forget to do that before saving the ship and using it in battle. More you level up, more ability points you will have. It's the same system like with characters and their own abilities. Now save the blueprint and you can take the ship when embarking on world map. Preset ships can be bought from shop, and also you can unlock special ships by taking photographs of constellations that are on the world map. Be warned though that these preset bought ships and special ones require you to have certain materials in order to use them. Now let's talk about the world map. There are a couple of things to note here. Waypoints, after being discovered for the first time when flying around, can be used to embark from that point when in world map overview mode. Treasure spheres are basically spheres full of treasure, nothing special needs to be said about them. To get the treasure from them, shoot at it, and then you will activate the minigame where you need to shoot specific sections of it to align it properly so that it powers up, and then it's going to unlock itself, giving you the reward. It's really not complicated at all. There are also many things you can pick up, so go crazy here, pick up everything, shoot at everything, especially destroy these purple crystals, because they will give you blueprints that you can later on exchange for rewards. By completing treasure spheres and battles, you earn experience points. Not only that, but rewards that you get can be also used during normal gameplay, outside of ship. Materials to upgrade weapons can also drop from all the loot on the world map. Information tab is really useful here to always know how many more missions you have available, what are the requirements to complete it, rewards that you obtain from them, and many more unlockable things that you can get from that particular world map. Don't forget that you can switch galaxies before embarking by pressing L2 or R2 button. That's really all there is to it. The only thing that's left is to do battle, but you don't need any guidance for that. It's straightforward, simple and quite boring, if I may say so. Maybe you have more fun with it than I will. But it's definitely fun creating your own ship and seeing it in action, at least for a brief period of time. Thank you all for watching, I hope this guide helps, and see you all soon.